when you want to plot, make sure that the things you want to plot are on the P drive on ZeroShare, or a different one if I tell you that when we get to our projects. This is on the screen next to the plotter at the back of the room. You have to wait until the hourglass goes away to start doing anything, because the plotter has to set up and connect. So when you click on the user manager, that's this one. So and you can see, looking at this one, that it says the plotter is ready. It says that there's ink in 2 of them. 2 of them aren't supposed to have ink. So when it looks like this, it's ready to plot. It needs to say plotter is ready. Then this one is the server manager, and you can open or close them if you want to. So you'll need to open Pattern Design. And I'm going to open what I want to plot. So File, Open, ZeroShare, and I'm going to switch because it's in, oh, that's not what I want to switch. Instead of AccuMark Piece, I want to open AccuMark Model because all of the pieces are in a model. That's a lot of pieces. So that'll be a good example. So I'm going to highlight them and bring them down. Do we want to plot all of these or just these? Okay. So it's going to be easier to see where to sew things together with the map. So we're going to plot the map, and I'm going to measure the width of this just so that I know. Verify. I can't do line length because that's not going to help me. I'm going to measure straight. So I'm going to start here and measure to there, and that's 34 inches. And I want to do a different one. So that's 34 by 70 inches that I need to plot, and I think that will work. And so now I want to come up to plot. And the first thing I want to look at, if I could zoom in on it I would, but if you look at the little icons in the plotter window, this one that has a measuring tape on the side, it's called plot bed size. I want to make sure that my length is long enough, and I'm not sure this is in inches. I also don't want it to be 69 inches wide because my paper isn't 69 inches wide. I think it's 45. So I want to be within that space, so I'm going to change the width of it to 40 and the length of it to 80 because Steve said to. So now the plotter window changed sizes, and if our piece doesn't fit, then we're going to know that it's in metric or something. It might be in picas. I don't remember. So then I'm going to come over to this first one that says Place Piece. Click on that, and then it says up here in the window to select the pieces, and I'll choose one, and then it will appear in the window. So it is in inches. That's the right size. And I'm going to pick up as many of the other pieces as I can fit. I don't want to put them right on an edge because sometimes the plotter goes off the edge. But if I can fit them in there, I'm going to leave a little space around them. If you're making an actual marker, you want them as close together as possible, but this is similar to a marker. I'm putting them, as many of them on this side as I can, because I'm a little suspicious of the plotter. So I can pick up the pieces and rearrange them. I can even flip them and move them around. To do that, I would need to switch buttons up here at the top. But I've placed all of the pieces on the screen, not touching each other. And before you start doing this, I should have said something about that. Make sure that your pieces have been swapped so that the solid line is on the outside rather than the inside. And I may have to go back and make some changes because I didn't do the other thing Steve said to do, and that is edit, customize, plot. Make sure the plot form is checked. It says piece plot size and bundle. Stacking is yes. Character size, I've made 1/4 inch. Piece separation is 1 inch, but that's when it's thinking for itself. And I think the rest of those are going to be okay. And if you want it to say the name of your model, then check that box and it will say the name of the model. And then apply and save and say okay. Make sure you do that at the beginning. I was lucky. Mine was already set up that way. And that again is in Customize Piece, like we usually go to for paths, but we're under plot. So it has to say piece plot or it gets upset. So now it's ready, and there's a green light on at the plotter, so I'm just going to push the first button that says plot pieces. It says it's submitted, and in theory it should start plotting. And here it goes. And you probably don't need a video of the sound of the plotter. So if you want to see the whole explanation, I have Steve's full explanation of how to plot posted.